Welcome to episode 2 of Follow Your Favorites, where I read and review your favorite book. For this episode, the book that we're going to be talking about is The River Has Roots by Amalia Mortar. Really quickly though, before I get into the review, I just want to let you know that I unfortunately broke my microphone phone adapter. I did order a new one, but it's not going to get here until the end of the month. So now I have to use my old microphone until I can get that replaced. So I apologize if the quality of the audio is not as good as it could be. But yeah, like I said, we're going to be talking about The River Has Roots by Amalia Mortar. This is actually a novella. It's about 100 pages and it follows two sisters, Esther and Isabel, and they live in this town that borders the fairy world. So if they follow the river, they eventually can get to the fairy world, which I believe is called Arcadia. And without giving too much away, because it is a short book, so I don't want to explain too much about what happens in the plot, because then I'll be spoiling everything for you. But this book at its core is about family, specifically about sisters and how they love and support each other. So now let's get into the positive things, or the things that I like. First of all, the writing was phenomenal. This book reads pretty much like a fairy tale, so it was definitely very pretty, very magical, and I just had a great time with this writing. But the main thing that I loved about this book was the sister dynamic. I absolutely loved how much the sisters loved each other and took care of each other and supported each other. I just love that so much. If you know anything about me, you know that I love found family. And what is found family if not people just loving each other and choosing to be there for one another? And that is exactly what we see in this book. However, do not think that because I'm telling you all the beautiful things that this book has, it is like a fun little silly time, because it is definitely not. This book, it is heavy. This book is emotional. That is one of the main things why I just absolutely love this book. I cannot even believe that just in 100 pages, I was able to feel so much for the characters and for the story. And then moving on for the things that I didn't like about this book, I really cannot think of a single negative thing to say about this, because I loved everything. I loved the story, I loved the characters, I loved the plot, I loved the pacing, the development of the story. So the only kind of negative thing that I could say about it is that I wish the book was a little bit longer. Specifically, I would have loved to see more development towards the ending. So with that being said, you might have already guessed my final rating, which is going to be a 5 stars. I cannot believe that I'm this emotional and this passionate about a novella, and a 100-page novella. So thank you so much to the person that suggested this. It is most definitely a 5 stars, so beware, because I might be talking about this book a lot moving forward. And remember, if you have any other suggestions of favorite books that you would like me to read, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments.